What's going on, everybody? Project Rod here, and welcome to the Rodcast, the Monster Truck Fanatic podcast, which is your ultimate destination for all things monster trucks. Whether you're a diehard Monster Jam fan, a passionate follower of the sport, or just an avid player of the Monster Jam or monster truck related video games, this is the podcast for you. I'm your host, yet again, Project Rod here for episode 5, so already a little over a month in. And had on our 5th episode, and so far it's going great. Thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you to everybody who's come in and giving me feedback and giving me questions of the day and all that. Really appreciate it, and we'll see how much farther we can take this podcast, and hopefully we can get some more guests in the future. But speaking of guests, our guest for today is yet another driver from my Steel Titans 2 YouTube series, and it's going to be Daniel Murray, who is the driver of Bakugan Dragonoid, who is on a hot streak right now for the Stadium series. So he'll be joining me today. It was a great conversation, had a lot of fun having him on. Definitely going to have him again in the future for another episode. And honestly, had we continued talking in the podcast, it would have been at least a 3-4 hour long episode. And before I even get to editing, the recording was about an hour 40. So there's going to be a lot that I'm going to have to cut back to make sure this episode isn't too long. So I'm going to go ahead and run through the results of the Stadium series from last week to go ahead and get to the main part of the show. So, that being said, last week we were in San Diego, the midway point of the Stadium series, and coming from Detroit, which was stop 2, Bakugan Dragonoid Daniel Murray was in first place with 87 points. Following him was Dragon with 84, Max D with 76, Soldier Fortune with 72, Crush Station with 71, Monster Dalmatian with 69, Blue Thunder with 65, Megalodon and Alien Invasion tied with 58, Earthshaker with 57, and Gas Monkey Garage and Northern Nightmare tied with 51. And that was the really the biggest point, or the biggest news coming out of there, was that Northern Nightmare was in the last place spot, and he is your back-to-back Stadium Series champion. So he's never ever been in last place. So it was just a huge eye-opener, and kind of wondering what's going on with him, how the rest of the season is going to go for him. But San Diego is going to prove different for him as he shot himself up in the leaderboard. So let's go ahead and get immediately into that. The fastest qualifier here in San Diego was Monster Dalmatian and Omboji with a 24.82. Northern Nightmare was second fastest, Bakugan Dragonoid was third fastest, and Crush Station was fourth fastest. So those four getting the bye run into round 2 for racing. And we didn't really have too many flips, or we did have a few rollovers, nothing too crazy though. We did have only one penalty, which was Soldier Fortune Brand Dog Web. Unfortunately, in the last turn, did clip the little turning area there that gave him a 3-second penalty. But other than that, everyone else was pretty spot on the track. And we did have a couple of DNFs in Blue Thunder where he flipped over pretty crazy on the berm, if I'm not mistaken. And then I believe Monster Dalmatian, if I'm not mistaken, beat the fastest qualifying time in the first run, so there was no point in going for a second run. So that one was just a DNF for him. So nothing negative on him. He was still the fastest qualifier, and it was a great outing overall. Next competition was high jump, where Monster Dalmatian was the high jump winner in, in Detroit, I believe. He took the high jump win. He got second place this time around. It was Earthshaker and Angel Garcia getting his first high jump win and first competition win of the Stadium series. So a huge help for him. It was going to help him boost him in the leaderboards, because he kind of needs it right now. He's struggling a little bit, but plenty of time to catch up. Moving on to racing, yet again, it was an amazing racing competition. Round 1 was full of surprises, full of crazy moments. Soldier Fortune, the second he started, unfortunately came off kind of awkward on the berm. Max D with a couple of penalties during his race against Alien Invasion, and Blue Thunder flipping, Gas Monkey flipping. And then I believe Earthshaker had some mistakes as well in round 1. So it was a crazy round 1. Round 2 had some crazy finishes as well. But in the end, it was Monster Dalmatian versus Northern Nightmare, your top 2 fastest qualifiers of San Diego, going head-to-head in the racing competition in the final round. And looking back at Season 1 of the Stadium Series, back when we were in San Diego for the first time, Monster Dalmatian and April Summers, who was the driver at the time, got her third racing win of the season, third and final racing win of the season there. So Monster Dalmatian and Omboji had a lot riding on him, and just with pure luck, and I'm sure with the spirit of April Summers with him, he took the racing win over Northern Nightmare in the final round. And it was fairly close, but at the end of the day, Dalmatian was the better racer that day and taking the win, his first racing win of the season. Going on to skills, we had some amazing outings in skills, and yet again, for the second time this season and the second time in a row, Dragon in Flames Place taking the skills win with a 9.061. Monster Dalmatian and Omboji in second. So he was just right there. It was almost, Monster Dalmatian was on it. Had he been a little bit higher in high jump and just, maybe did something a little better in skills, he would have won, and he would have been on his way for a perfect event. So it was an amazing outing either way for Flames Plays and Dragon. Kind of a repeat of what he did in Detroit, and he just did it perfectly. So definitely one to check out. Last but not least, we had the freestyle competition where we saw the absolute best freestyle run I have ever witnessed, and many others have ever witnessed in the Stadium Series. And my top favorites were Max D from World Finals 1, Bakugan Dragonoid from World Finals 2. Those were, when I think of amazing freestyles, those were the two that come to mind. But this one here in San Diego by Northern Nightmare and Alex Stevens was amazing. Scored a 44, a 39 in regulation, a 5 in bonus, so almost a perfect score all the way around. And it was just nonstop action, nonstop excitement, moves, skills, saves, air, everything. You name it, it had it. So definitely a freestyle run to check out. I believe he was the third truck out in the competition that day, and he held that lead until the end. The only truck that came close to beating him was Dragon and Flames Plays and Bakugan Dragonoid and Daniel Murray, who were tied with 39 points. So that just shows you the gap between them, and just all around an amazing run. Just about everybody had an amazing run, filled the clock. The only one that didn't was unfortunately Alien Invasion, who flipped and parked it right in between the containers perfectly. Really unfortunately for her, so she couldn't get out. But either way, it was still a great run. All of them had amazing runs, and it was a great competition overall, a great event overall. So an amazing halfway point of the season. At the end of the day, the event champion in San Diego ended up being none other than Monster Dalmatian and Omboji with 49 points, although Northern Nightmare and Alex Stevens was right behind him with 48, and Dragon and Flames Plays behind him with 47, so it was really close. Had Monster Dalmatian scored a little bit lower in freestyle, he either would have tied Northern Nightmare and lost the tiebreaker because of freestyle score, or Northern Nightmare would have gotten it, period. So all in all, it was an amazing run for everybody, an amazing show for everybody, but Monster Dalmatian and Omboji on top, which at the end of the day, looking at the overall leaderboards for the Stadium Series, it was Dragon who is now on top. Dragon and Flames Plays in first place with 131 points. Monster Dalmatian and Omboji now in second with 123, and Bakugan Dragonoid and Daniel Murray in third with 118. And then yet again, just like I was saying about Northern Nightmare, he is now in fourth place with 99 points. He went from last place to fourth place in the matter of one competition. So this dude is waking up. He's ready to go. He's ready to go 3 for 3 overall in Stadium Championship. So it's going to be an interesting event to see when we go to Glendale here in a couple of weeks for the fourth stop of the Stadium Series. But before we get to that, we're going to be going to the fourth stop of the Arena Series, which starts today on Monday, the 29th at 4 p.m. Central Time. We're going to be seeing qualifying in Wichita. So when we left the Arena Series in their midway point in Greensboro, Captain's Curse and El Toro Loco were tied for first with 67 points. Ice Cream Man in third with 52. Monster Mud Husky in fourth with 50. Gravedigger in fifth with 48, and Doomsday in sixth with 46. So it's going to be a great competition to see as we go into the fourth stop of the season for the Arena Series, and I'm curious to see who's going to win it all. So let's go ahead and get started with our special guest. But of course, before I get to there, I got to do it one more time for y'all. Put in that W plug, W.GG. Be better with W Energy, guys. This stuff is great. It's clean, 0 calories, 0 sugar. No jitters, no crash. It's amazing. I use it all the time. I use it to game. I use it to record. I use it to edit. I use it for the podcast. It's amazing stuff. It tastes great. It makes you feel amazing, super focused. And again, Beach and Peach is my absolute favorite next to Galaxy Grenade. Top 2 of all time. Definitely love them. I wouldn't be promoting it if I didn't trust it and if I didn't like it. I'm being 100% honest with you guys. Use code ProjectRodRod to receive 10% off of your W Energy order, and a little small portion of that purchase comes back to me, which helps out a lot with the channel and everything else going on. So appreciate you guys. Be sure to check it out, W.GG, and use code ProjectRodRod to receive 10% off of your W Energy order. Now let's go ahead and get started with our conversation today with Daniel Murray, driver of Bakugan Dragonoid in the Stadium Series of the Steel Titans 2 series on my YouTube channel. That was a lot longer than I expected, but let's go ahead and get going. All right, so for today's guest, he is a driver in the Stadium Series, currently in third place after the finish in San Diego, the midway point of the Stadium Series, with 118 points, the driver of Bakugan Dragonoid, Daniel Murray. And yeah, he's my guest for today. So Daniel, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing pretty good. I was watching freestyle today, hoping my run would get a good score, and turns out it did. Came third place. Held my own after, Northern Nightmare rose up the leaderboard in shocking fashion.
And one of the highest scores we've seen. And I mean, he came out, I think he was third in the lineup and just held that spot till the end.
Yeah, he tore through that track. I honestly thought my run would sweep, but he surprised, I think, me and most people with that run.
Yeah, and I know the judges on the Discord in the channel or in the server, they were loving it. And like I said, the highest score we've seen so far ever in the series. So it was definitely an incredible run. And he's waking up. He had a slow start, but he's waking up. Definitely one to look out for. So, but before we get into the series, into discussions of the series, I'm glad you're here. Glad to finally have you on the show. I've been very eager, and I've been pretty excited to have you as well as everybody else. This is again something new that I've been trying out, and so far I've been getting some good feedback. So it's been great. It's been fun. And let's go ahead and get started, man. And the first question right off the bat is really, what is it that drew you to Monster Jam or monster trucks in general?
What really drew me in was, okay, first of all, I was like 1 and I just said, oh, big truck. And I was intrigued by then because I was born in 2011. I'm 13 now. And I grew up watching Northern Nightmare, Max D after it switched from Maximum Destruction. I grew up loving Dennis. Like, I loved him.
Absolutely, for sure.
Okay, you know what? Who didn't? If there's someone that, like, watching this video, they're 7 years old, go watch a Dennis Anderson run from 2012, and you will be in shock because this guy ran the truck till it couldn't move anymore.
That dude was a mastermind behind the wheel, but in the driver's seat. I mean, he was incredible. And looking back at footage now of his previous runs, I mean, it was never a dull moment with him. I mean, dude had amazing throttle rhythm. His jumps were just so clean, and just the carnage and the action, and he was just an all-around a great guy. I mean, a fantastic personality. I mean, there's no way you can't not like Dennis.
Yeah, like it's sort of like that one celebrity. Who is it? Like, let's say, I don't know, Ryan Reynolds. Like, it's that guy.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, you can't hate on him. He's just so good.
Who's that other guy, the John Wick guy? Keanu Reeves. Everybody loves him. Yeah, everybody loves him. No, I've never heard a negative thing about him. And that's Dennis. And I'll be 100% honest. I grew up, watching Dennis. Obviously one of my favorites right off the bat, and I'm a huge Gravedigger fan as a kid. And I remember with the rivalry between him and Tom, I hated Tom. I was so like anti-Maximum Destruction, anti-Tom, like Dennis is better. How dare you beat Dennis? And it wasn't until a show in 2008 in Houston at the which used to be Reliant Stadium. Now it's NRG Stadium.
Yeah, Reliant.
Max D and Maximum Destruction and Tom Meents. I mean, he was killing it in freestyle. Broke a wheel off, kept going no matter. I mean, this was way before they started doing all the safety things. And he broke that wheel off, kept going through a crazy run, ended up winning. And I'm like, okay, maybe this guy isn't so bad. I'm definitely a Tom Meents fan now.
Yeah, like the safety things all now. You'll hit a ramp the wrong way. Whoa, what happened? You'll come down. You'll break off that end piece of the Unmohawk Warrior. He has that like little extend like piece on the chassis.
Yeah,
I know what I'm talking about, right? Mm-hmm. And then it'll come off during a run. I see something happen where, like, I don't know, a piece of chassis kicked up, went into the crowd one time, and then they're like, okay, we can't have that happen again. So now every time the piece of the chassis breaks off, they're just like, whoa, stop the truck, get like everybody on the track and take it off. If you look at like old runs of like just examples of Arlington 2011 Maximum Destruction.
Oh yeah.
Arlington 2011 was probably the peak of Maximum like Destruction. That run, I go back and watch it every once in a while because it was that good. He went off the same ramp twice, got terrible endings, and just completely like
that's when he ripped off the front end, right?
Yeah, he ripped off all the body. like landed almost in the crowd, kept going, and then at the end of his run, just to finish everything, he tore the entire front end off, or sort of Camden Murphy'd the truck.
Yeah. This one was cleanly off though. I think Camden's was still somewhat attached. But no, that was an amazing run. And I want to say I may have almost went to there. I had family that used to live in Dallas, and it was an uncle of mine, and he would go there and he would take my cousin to the shows up there in Arlington, and he offered to take us, but it was a pretty long drive from us. I'm in Texas, so it was like a 4 or 5 hour drive to there, and it was like, well, my parents were like, it's kind of a far drive just to go for that, this and that. So I was like, well, okay, whatever. And then that happened, so it's like, okay, maybe I should have went. Maybe it was worth it.
Dang it!
But no, that's definitely.
Maybe you'll just open up like YouTube the next day, see like a highlight, and you're just like, oh damn.
Oh yeah, and that's whenever they would, they had their old website, they would update it, every time after the show and all that. So obviously it was everywhere. It was all over the place. So of course I saw it and I'm like, oh dude, like what the heck? Like, come on, like I could have seen that. So, but it's definitely going to be a freestyle that's going to go down in history of just being one of the best of all time. So very, very memorable moment. And speaking about memorable moments, do you have one that you've actually experienced, that you've been there to see, that it's just stuck with you?
I'll give you 4 words. Tom Meents, Toronto, 2013, I think. And this guy put on a clinic. It was so I live in Canada, and Toronto was holding a show, giant show in the Sky Dome at that time. Now it's the Rogers Center. And there were a whole bunch of drivers. I don't remember. Tom Meents was driving Max D. I have my little Maximum Destruction suit on. I have the original, like, I think it's like size 2 or something. It's the original. It's the original Maximum Destruction Tom Meents suit from the shop. I put it on immediately, and I said, Dad, bring me to the washroom. I want to put on. So I put it on, watched the show. I don't know. I think Charlie Pauken or Randy Brown was driving Gravedigger or CVH. Tom came out because they were doing a 45 score like you do for the stadium for the series. Yeah. And so this guy got such a good run. There was big air, there was carnage, there was the most incredible save I've ever seen with my own eyes live. This guy turned the truck over backwards, and you know how he always manages to clip that tire with that front engine truck?
Yep.
He got it, flipped it back over, and I just remember my dad lifting me, throwing me up in the air, and just holding me, cheering. And I'm like, Dad, I want to see.
Oh man, I don't think I've seen that. I mean, I'm sure I've seen it. Just don't know exactly where it's at, so I'll definitely have to look that up.
Yeah, and the run, fitting enough, got the same score as Northern Nightmare today, which was, or yesterday again. Wait, okay, whenever this podcast comes out.
Yeah, so as of recording today, but it's going to come out Monday, so 2 days ago. Or 3 days ago.
Monday, then 3 days ago. So on Friday, Max D got a 44, and it was it was like mental.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check that out and look that up after this, because I don't think, I'm sure I've seen it, but I just don't know that it was that specific run.
No, you might not find anything. I've only found one video, and
you said it was 2013.
It's found footage. I don't know if it's 2013 or 2014. I think it's. It might be 13, might be 14.
Okay, I'll see what I can find. I might be able to scrounge it up somewhere.
It was unhinged. Like, the safety crew just said, hold on. Tom Meents, let go of everything. Grab your popcorn.
Let the man cook. Let him get to work.
Let the man cook.
Well, speaking of Tom Meents, and we did mention Dennis earlier as well. So who would you say overall, and I mean current or past, who would you say is 1, your favorite truck, and 2, your favorite driver?
All right, my favorite driver. Now that is a question. My favorite driver has to deter between Mentz and Anderson.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
On terms of mentality, Anderson. He knew everything he was going to do. He knew if he was going to throw the truck somewhere. He knew if he was going to go through a bus or a camper. He knew which jump he was hitting, when he wanted it, exactly at the right time.
Mm-hmm.
Mensa, however, just goes out there and destroys the truck.
I'm sure he had one hit planned, and then the rest was just luck. Or just, you know what, we'll see where the truck wants to go.
Which one? A maximum moonwalk or something?
Right.
Probably the hit that ends the run.
Yeah, no, it's definitely tough to choose between those two.
Like, you could say, like, Mentz, he won 2 world finals with broken trucks. One of them literally crab steering the entire time.
Oh,
and
yeah.
one of them with a 4-link completely snapped off.
Yeah, man, dude was insane. And you know, it's sad to say, and I think I brought this up last time when I had the Camera 9785 on this, that, you know, it's so upsetting that he had to retire, you know. And I mean, if he retired the way he intended, I think it would have been less of a blow. But because it was an injury that shut him down, just like Dennis back in 2017, it makes it harder to really kind of cope with it and kind of be like, you know, that's it. They weren't able to go out with a bang like they wanted to, and it's just so unfortunate.
Yeah, it is. It's just like, okay, this is my final year. No, for Dennis even. Dennis, yes, I'm gonna do a backflip. Oh, my neck. He just lands. Yeah, all respect to the man. The ramps back in the day were just big dirt pile. Yes.
Yeah, and you know, they've adjusted a lot since then, and they've made a lot of changes and a lot of things that needed to be done. So I feel like maybe if the ramp was a little better, he may have gotten a better rotation out of it or something. But I mean, they were still kind of, you know, testing all the different kinds of backflip ramps and everything until they finally, you know, they were able to perfect it now. So I don't know if that might have had a part in it, but you know. You
know what? You said perfect. You'll never know if it's perfect. And I'm sure you know that, I know that. Perfect is a strong word to use when it comes to motorsport, any sport at all. But what they've done, they've improved it 1,000,000 times over.
Oh, for sure.
Those dirt jumps literally had, like, the capability of, like, okay, I'm going to do 2 flip, and after that, I will in-cave myself.
Yeah,
and
I remember seeing chunks of the dirt just falling off of the ramp from all the trucks constantly hitting them.
I should know. One time I sat right in front of the backflip ramp, and a piece of dirt flew into, like, the 7th row, and I was sitting in the 10th.
Oh, jeez.
And it was sitting... Oh, hold on, wait, I lied. Hold on. It was sitting in, like, you know, the tarped off section?
Yeah.
Yeah, it flew there. And then I was sitting 10 rows back. So, yeah.
No, they've made massive improvements, and hopefully it keeps going up from here. And they can definitely, you know, get a little bit closer to what some would consider perfection. But, you know, we'll never know. We're going to have to wait a few more years to see, you know, where it gets. I guess moving on to the next question. When it comes to the event as a whole, what is it that you look forward to? What's your favorite part of a Monster Jam event?
If it's not freestyle, go home. Listen, racing is great, but just look at a driver like Cam McQueen, Northern Nightmare. Mm-hmm. Probably my favorite truck ever.
Northern. Oh, for sure.
I'm Canadian, which is kind of a bias, but Northern Nightmare. If you look the way that Cam McQueen, scrap that. If you look the way that Chris Kohler drove that truck this year.
Oh yeah, that was Detroit, I believe.
Competed for freestyle of the year. This guy drove the truck like Cam never left. And Cam wasn't even in the building.
Yeah. No, I remember when I saw that he was coming back for that one show, I couldn't believe it because, you know, whenever we're talking way back when Pastrana 199
Oh
was the truck.
Pastrana.
And that was Courtney Jolly driving it at that point. And then from Pastrana 199, it went from there to Nitro Circus. And I was already a 199 fan. So Nitro Circus, I'm like, oh, heck yeah. Like, this is it. Like, this is my truck. I love this truck. Cam McQueen was driving at that point. And then from there, it went from Nitro Circus to Northern Nightmare. And I was like, I'm just following suit. I love the way the truck looks. I love the colors on it. Just the design, the body style, everything about that truck, I love. Personally, I love. And it has to be one of my personal favorites. So to see it come back, and then the run that Chris Kohler put out, it was the best. And like you said, it was like Cam McQueen never left. It was just all the nostalgia coming back from the old Northern Nightmare days when Cam McQueen was driving it.
Cam is probably watching at home in Calgary or wherever he lives. I don't know. He's probably got a deer as his dog. But anyways, he's probably just watching the highlights and he's just like, yeah, that's my truck. And
so not driving anymore, right?
No, Cam's retired. Cam is retired. I think he's been gone for a couple years. I think he did a couple runs in the Triple Threat series. I think he retired 22. But yeah, he kind of just disappeared off the face of the planet.
Yeah, that's what I noticed a lot too, because I took a break from being I would say borderline obsessed with Monster Jam. I mean, that was my life. And I took a few years off. I still played like the Steel Titans game. I was still a fan. I would still go to the shows. But I just wouldn't, I wasn't as active on social media. I used to do YouTube, way back when, like 2015 I started, 2014, 2015.
I'm pretty sure you did like gaming videos or something.
Yeah, I tried being, completely off topic from
I watched the podcast.
Well, thank you for that. I do appreciate that.
Episode 1.
Yeah. So completely off topic. I don't know if you're familiar with Van Os Gaming.
Oh, yes. Okay. Yep.
So Van Os Gaming, H2O Delirious, whoever the rest are, I'm so sorry. I doubt they're ever going to listen to this. But if you do, I'm so sorry.
Hi.
Hi. But, I would watch them and I'm like, oh my God, it looks so much fun. I want to do that. I want to be a gaming YouTuber. And so that's what I tried doing. And it didn't work. Everybody was doing it. And I felt like I just wasn't as entertaining as everybody else. And I mean, I was fresh out of high school, no money. And, trying to do this, trying to make all these amazing videos with zero money. I was working a minimum wage job. And I wasn't getting anywhere. So I had a monster truck collection. I saw a lot of stuff on YouTube. And I was like, let me try this out. And it worked out. And
then just wham, 1,000 subscribers.
Yeah, right. I mean, it took a while. The most I got.
You just never gotta quit. You never.
No, for sure. And sometimes I wonder. Sometimes I wonder how different it would be had I not quit from the get-go. Because when I did stop, I was at about 210, I believe. I was touching about 210, and then I stopped. This was like 2017, early 2017 that I stopped.
Year, right?
Yeah, last year I came back. So I took like a 4-5 year break, just about 5 years of just nothing. Like I said, I was still somewhat of a fan. I would go to shows. I would buy the diecast every now and then. I played the Steel Titans games. And like I said, I was still a fan. I just didn't dig into it as much as I used to and as much as I do now. So now it's just, I'm getting back into it, but I'm still figuring out who's here and who's not. So like, I didn't know George Bellhan was gone. I didn't know Lindsay Wink was gone.
Man,
I didn't
George
know
Bellhan. Sorry, but George Bellhan. I love Mohawk Warrior. I have that.
Oh yeah.
I have at least 15, and I had the true gold Mohawk Warrior, the true silver Mohawk Warrior. I had the Stars and Stripes Mohawk Warrior. I had all the Escalades. I had everything. I loved George Bellhan.
Oh, I loved the Escalade.
When I would go out to family functions, I'd literally dress my hair in what I'd like to call the Mohawk Warrior. And I adored the truck.
Oh, yeah. No, I love the Escalade. I love the white
Bellhan.
one.
I met Bellhan once, but that's not my best meet. That's not the best person I've ever met.
I never met him, unfortunately, but I remember the Mohawk Warrior did debut in Houston. I remember that, but unfortunately, of course, like always, they were having issues with the truck. So he came out for racing, I think he did one round and then he was done. The truck didn't come out again. So it was so disappointing because it's like, yes, this brand new truck. I'm so excited. Oh my God, look at it. It's so amazing. It has hair. And then it stopped working. And then we didn't see anything else. And then that was the last time I saw him for like, I don't know, a couple years until they decided to come back or they decided to send him back to Houston.
Yeah, and I think like World Finals, like where he like officially got that big break like in popularity for the truck, because the truck Escalade was already massive, and then they put a mohawk on it with a sick paint job.
Yeah,
and then like, yo, this just got cooler.
Yeah. No, that truck was so sick, and I mean it's still a great truck, and Bryce Kenny's doing an amazing job. He was probably the best person to take over that truck. I mean, he's killing it in that truck right now, and I think it was in San Antonio where he had that like awkward flip off of that. I don't even know what to call it. I know some people call it like a motocross ramp or whatever, but I'm sure you saw that clip from San Antonio earlier this year where he had that huge leap and he landed somewhat awkwardly, and it sent him flipping backwards and landing on top. It was almost the same way that Air Force Afterburner did in World Finals 11, I believe. Trying to think back. You might have to look that up.
Wait, the one in San Antonio, yeah?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I remember that, yeah. We're talking Bryce Kenny, yeah?
Yeah, Bryce Kenny, yeah.
Yeah, all right, yeah, I remember that. I don't get like WWE, or I mean, I don't get Monster Jam channels up here a lot. Usually, I every Sunday, Speed 8 o'clock was my best go-to every night.
You don't get I know they recently announced it. It was, well, I mean, they don't show like recent shows. They show the older ones, but it's what I use just to watch shows whenever. And that's how I've been seeing a lot of the old shows lately. But Pluto TV, it's like a streaming application.
Oh, yeah, Pluto.
Yeah.
Usually I just kind of go on YouTube because they said like
they're
live streaming everything now. So that's that's a
like,
huge benefit. Just think they're gonna make so much money from it.
Oh yeah, and I'm so glad they decided to do that, because I mean I think I speak for everybody when we've been asking for that for years, especially with World Finals, for all of us who aren't even able to make it out there, and then they streamed it. Oh man, that was a dream come true.
World Finals, like I stayed up. I hope my parents won't watch this. I stayed up. I stayed up until 1:30 in the morning watching freestyle because it was in Los Angeles, I think.
Yeah, it was Los Angeles.
Yeah. So I stayed up until like 1:30 in the morning watching, woohoo, Zach Garner, like literally the last person you'd expect to win racing.
Oh yeah.
And then Tyler Menninga finally got that giant break in freestyle, and we're just like,
honestly, I had to watch it the next day because I stayed up watching it too, and I fell asleep. I knocked out. I could not stay up. I tried my hardest. I was laying on my couch in the living room, and I knocked out. Next thing I know, I wake up and it's showing just highlights of the whole show, and I'm just like, oh my God, what happened? What did I miss?
You know what? I'm going to say it flat out. That's the kind of show it was. And I hate to be a hater. That World Finals, they could have done 2 days. And if they did 2 days, then think about how much better they could have made that freestyle track. Because it literally looked like a track from Monster Truck Destruction. A mobile. It literally looked like somebody made that track in rigs of rods and just said, yes. And then they just said, what are we going to do for freestyle? Big jump in the middle of the racing lane. I
was really curious as to how they were going to do the freestyle track, because the racing track was just it was huge. So it took up the whole thing. So I was like, how are they even going to do this? And then I've noticed a lot looking back at some of the freestyle runs.
Step up ramp.
Yeah. And, looking back at some of the freestyle runs, a lot of these trucks kept hitting the exact same ramp that kept making them flip over. It was numerous of them. It was at least 4 or 5 of them that ended early because they kept hitting the same ramp. And I'm sure they just weren't seeing it. I remember, I think it was World Finals 15, where a lot of the drivers were complaining that all the paint on the dirt was coming off. So it was just...
World Finals 15, where literally... No, was it World Finals 15 or 14? I don't know. I'm pretty sure Todd LeDuc won that with, wow...
Yeah, it was 15.
Big League Duke leap. And then Dennis Anderson just died.
Oh, that was so... don't get me wrong. I love Todd LeDuc. Metal Militia was my favorite. And him winning that was just amazing. I was so happy. But to see Dennis go out the way he did, it was heartbreaking.
He literally just nosedived.
It was so heartbreaking, and I was so disappointed. I felt so bad for him because it's like, Dennis, get one more before you retire. Even if it means Todd LeDuc can't get it, get one. And it didn't go his way.
Yeah, I was watching it with my CO. He ordered the event when it came to his Rogers receiver. So we're watching it and like, yeah, Dennis, he's about to destroy this. Yeah, he did. He did destroy it.
Yeah, he did. Unfortunately, he did it a little too much.
No, destroy the track, not the truck.
Right?
Well, okay, they're both 5 letters, but they're not the same thing.
Oh, Dennis, I wish you would have gotten one more before retiring. But, on the topic of World Finals, if you could have one dream event where, we're not going to list 32 trucks, 24 trucks, whatever it is. If you could have 5 trucks and drivers, retired or not, retired or current, for freestyle, who would they be? And then I'm going to follow up with your what your dream championship race would be. But go ahead and give me your 5 trucks and drivers who you would like to see give one more freestyle run, one more World Finals freestyle run.
Can I just say the entire Anderson family?
No, that actually, let's put it this way. The entire Anderson family, all in their prime. And I mean, really, just about all of them are. But let's do like early 2000s Dennis. Throw him in the mix.
Yeah. No, that's just a joke. I think I'd have, obviously, Tom and Dennis.
For sure.
Tom and Dennis. And you know what? I'm going to name the specific track. The track I want, Vegas 2019. That track was mint.
2019.
It had 2 sections. It was perfect. In my opinion, it was perfect. If not, then we're gonna go early 2010s to 2014, because those tracks had the backflip ramp. They had the big air. They had everything.
I'm still trying to think of you said World Finals 2019 or World Finals 19?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, World Finals 19. Sorry. Yeah.
That was in 2018.
2018. The last one that was in Vegas.
Was that the green and yellow track?
Yes, the one from Steel Titans, yes.
Oh, okay. See, there you go. That helped me out.
Okay, yeah. So I'd have Tom, Dennis. That's it. I'm limiting Andersons. I'm going to do one more. I love Adam, but I think we have to go with Ryan.
For sure.
Ryan, like, I don't know what he has. Adam has his father's, like, go big or go home. Did you see the mustache on that guy?
Oh, yeah.
He's living in his Dennis era.
I don't know if I'm going to regret this. I might, but eventually I'm going to touch on this subject. But when it comes to all of the Andersons, Adam is my least favorite.
Oh my God.
Adam is my least favorite.
Now that is a hot take in a hat.
And I'll tell you why. And God, whatever. I'm going to bring it up because I was going to bring it up eventually whenever I talk about World Finals in the future, when I do like my videos and whatnot on World Finals. When Dennis would speak and, talk to the crowd and everything, it just felt so natural, so genuine, so honest.
Now I see what you're talking about.
Adam, it's very... I just feel like it's not genuine. I feel like it's very, let me give them what they want so I can move on type energy, and I respect him as a driver. He's an incredible driver, and I'll be honest, I loved seeing Dennis win. I'm tired of seeing Adam win. And I love Ryan. Ryan's my second favorite Anderson because obviously Dennis is going to be my number 1 forever. Ryan is my second favorite. I've met Weston, Ryan. He's an amazing guy. See, Weston, I like Weston. He's coming up. I haven't paid too much attention to him, but when I have seen him, I do like him so far, and I feel like he has a very bright future ahead of him. But I've only met Ryan so far, and he's a great guy. Super nice. Got his autograph, got a picture with him. Honestly, one of the most down-to-earth guys I've ever met. And hearing him talk, I don't know, just listen to Adam talk, and then listen to Dennis talk, listen to Ryan talk, and you'll kind of see what I mean. I don't want to go too in depth to it because it may just make me sound like a hater, or it may make me sound like I'm bashing on him.
I see what you mean.
But I don't know. I just, no disrespect whatsoever at all. I respect him as a driver. I respect everything that he does. Dude has talent. Dude has amazing talent behind the wheel. But he's not my favorite Anderson. And I feel like he's just not as genuine as Dennis was. He's kind of more, I don't want to say fake, but I can't think of a better word. So fake. For lack of a better term.
Yeah. And now I know, like, just, I guess it's off topic, but how you're saying you got a picture with Ryan Anderson, got his autograph. My CEO who came with us to a show, I think it was 2014 or 15, Ryan gave him his hat, his autograph, and let him take a picture with his racing championship.
Oh, dude, heck yeah. See, that's what I mean.
Yeah, and then, this is the best. Remember how I told you that Tom Mentz got that 44?
Mm-hmm.
So he does his parade in the crowd. He rises up, goes, says hi. Me as the 3 or 2 year old I am, Dada, I want to go, Tom. So my father, and there's bars like in the middle of the stadium, like in the middle of the seats. So my dad literally jumps over them, and he gets this immaculate picture of Tom holding me on his shoulder with my little Maximum Destruction suit, and him with his freestyle championship, and it's just perfection.
Dude, that's awesome.
It is, and yeah, that would have to be my number one moment ever.
See, I was unfortunate to never meet Tom or Dennis. I came close to Dennis once, but they cut me off, and they were like, nope, sorry, it's too close to the end. We can't have you get in line. And that's the closest I ever got to Dennis. And then Tom, I never even tried getting in line just because it was so ridiculously long.
Oh my God. I remember one time I went to a pit party, and I brought this like bright green shirt. It had the, like, you know how they did like the purple Gravedigger the Legend, like brand new design?
Oh, yeah.
Honestly, I thought it was kind of cool. Community hated it. I thought, like, it's purple. It's purple. Come on. So
I thought it was pretty sick, and I saw the renders of the truck in purple, and I was hoping they would do it, but they never did. I think they made a toy, a die-cast, but that's as far as it ever got.
Here, hold on. Let me go. You know what? I'm going to go look at their shirt right now. And I'm going to tell you some of the signatures on it, because you know what? Why not? All right. It has Mohawk Warrior, Gravedigger, and Gravedigger the Legend on it. It's signed by Kristen Anderson, Randy Brown, Jimmy Cretin.
I met Jimmy. He was a super cool guy. Jimmy and Don.
I forget the guy who drove Hosty, but he signed it too.
Oh man, I remember the truck. I don't remember the driver.
There's a lot of things here. Yeah, there's my Kristen signature. Yeah, there's like a whole bunch. If I could list them all, if I could read cursive, I'd list them all. But yeah, Jimmy Cretin is on here.
What I'm gonna do now is
Blake Granger's actually on here. Yeah, Blake Granger's right there.
What I'm gonna do, and I'm sure I would think people would be interested, but I have yearbooks, those Monster Jam yearbooks from years ago. I used to get one every single year. I have autographs.
Me too. I have
not a lot, but I have. So I need to pull those out and definitely show them to everybody. And like one that sticks out to me the most, and obviously because he did pass away, so I feel like he was. I really liked him.
Do you have a signed picture? Do you have Scott Hartsock's signature?
I have his signature in a Monster Jam yearbook, and I took a picture with him where he made a finger gun and put it at my head.
Oh my gosh.
So
Scott Hart, I immediately knew when you said passed away. And that might be down bad of me, just immediately knowing Scott Hartsock.
No, he was a great guy and definitely fun to watch. So it's like it's very unfortunate, and him and Tony Farrell were one of the ones that really hit me, just because I was a huge Tony Farrell fan.
You rocked Blue Thunder.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, he was the reason I loved Blue Thunder growing up.
I might say this: Lindsey Wink, Tony Farrell.
Oh yeah.
What's some more drivers? Give me some more drivers.
Before Tony Farrell was Lyle Hancock was in Blue Thunder.
Lyle Hancock, Tony Farrell.
George Bellhand drove it at some point as well.
George Bellhand, all great drivers. They all drove Blue Thunder, and they all never won a championship.
I know, and I remember when Jimmy Cretin won his, I believe it was
Rolls it
2005.
over backwards.
I was so mad. Like, he earned it. You know, it was the tiebreaker. Whatever. It is what it is. But I was so upset because I really wanted Blue Thunder to be the winner. But it is what it is. Tiebreakers are tiebreakers, and
I think that tiebreaker was won by Jimmy Cretin because the iconic. I think that alone has made that run stand so much more out because he went off that ramp, literally went on the lid, and then brought it back.
Oh man, old Monster Jam is the best.
I kind of dived off the edge in like 2020, 2021 because, scary zombie apocalypse.
Oh.
Scary zombie apocalypse happened outside. And then I kind of just forgot. I'd play Steel Titans once in a while. Steel Titans 2 came out and I was like, oh yeah, I forgot. I love Monster Jam. And then later in 2023, I was just like, wait a minute. Isn't World Finals in like May or something? And then I just went on the website, which they never update, just so
I know.
It's
They're
terrible.
the worst.
I'll go on there every like month. Yeah, it's the same footage.
They're the worst with their website.
Yeah, and then you'll click on some sort of link and it'll take you right back to the beginning of the website.
Yeah, I know. Just the other day, I was trying to go through some of the news articles, and I kept hitting next, and it was the same page over and over and over again. It's like, I'm hitting next.
They have to find a way to fix it. I think something happened with like it got like hacked or something a couple years back. I don't remember.
I remember I clicked on their live stream link and it sent me to this random YouTube page in like a random language with like 4 or 5 videos, and I was like, what the heck is going on? I'm sure they just messed up the link that they put on there, but I was like, man, what's going on?
Yeah, sometimes I feel like they need to have one guy, just they need to hire one like social or website worker,
like a social manager type thing.
Yeah, social manager. I think they have one for like Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff. But
sure.
They need one for their website because I think that's where they get most views aside from like YouTube. That's where they get most of their like income for like viewers. They want to see what happened this week in Monster Jam. Like exactly that. This week in Monster Jam. Big article, big hit on the website immediately.
Yeah, I know. I think it was the first episode or the second episode of the podcast, I tried looking some results up from a show on Friday, and I was recording on like a Sunday, and it still wasn't up yet. And I'm like, well, there goes that segment of the podcast. I can't talk about that. I'd have to go and watch the live stream from beginning to end to get the exact results. And I was like, I don't have time for that. I need to get this out. So hopefully they can fix that. But we'll go ahead and get one more question in, one more regular question, and then we'll move on to the series. That way, we don't end up with like a 2-hour long episode.
Hold on. To round out my World Finals, all right.
We completely got sidetracked.
Yeah, for real. I'd have Mentz. I've had Prime Mentz, Prime Anderson, Ryan Anderson 2018 because that was a riot. I'd have Cam McQueen because Canada, and I think I'd have for my last one, it's got to be somebody like somebody who can I put there? Give me some thoughts. Hold on.
Let me see. Trying to think back at some really great runs. You have George Belhan. You have Jimmy. Don't forget Jim Kohler.
Jim Kohler, exactly. Yeah, Jim Kohler.
Mr. Excitement.
I was thinking about it today. Thanks. I was thinking about earlier today. Who am I gonna say for my World Finals? Because I clicked yes, and now I'm lost. Okay. Let's put not Jimmy Cretin. Let's put so my brain's just wondering while I'm re-recording my Glendale run, because after looking at some YouTube channels with their runs, I'm like, yeah, this ain't a contest. This is like war. So I went re-recorded those.
Yeah, Glendale is going to make a huge difference going into Anaheim. Don't forget, points still count in World Finals. So even when the season is done, it's not like the Arena Series where everything, the 5th stop, that's it, there's no more. The points still continue in the Stadium Series in the World Finals, so there's still an opportunity. And with more trucks means more points you can gain. So just something else to keep in mind. But it will give you a leg up if you do come in pretty hot and a lot higher.
That's true. All right, and then I think I'd have Cola winning freestyle, and I think I'd have Ryan winning racing. Because Dennis, actually, you know what? Let's throw a skills in there, and I'll put Mence at the top there.
Oh, you got to. You have to put him there.
And
that dude
professor
is the best at skills. I'm sure he would have walked out with some kind of trophy.
Hold on.
Finals had he made it.
He's not gonna walk out. He's gonna moonwalk out and then
there you go.
and then backflip off a building.
There you go. And there you go. That just like that, he rides off into the sunset, into retirement.
You're right.
Oh, what could have been
with a broken forelink.
Right. So okay, last question before we move on to the Steel Titan series. If you could create your own monster truck, what would it look like and what would you name it? It's usually a tough one. Mine's pretty generic. I'm whenever I used to do my 164 scale sign up series with the little back when it was Hot Wheels, I went basic of basic, a white truck with Project Rod in black lettering on each side, and that was it. That was my truck. I'm not that creative.
I'm gonna just make my truck personal, Murray Mayhem, and it would be fully light blue with just like a black sort of like figure scaling the whole thing, like sort of, you know how there's the Grim Reaper for Gravedigger, there's and then there's like, I guess Maximus doesn't really get talked about like for Max D.
Yeah, I forget that's what he's called. It would be something like Murray Mayhem, and it would be blue fading darker and darker with just this giant figure. There you go. If you're artistic at all, I know I'm not, but if you're artistic at all, you should definitely sketch that up and see if we can.
You can post it on the Reddit.
There you go. Post it anywhere. Post it on the server. Post it on the server. I'll post it on Instagram. I'll put it on YouTube. There's a community page there. I can put pictures there.
Yeah, you can put it on the beginning of the episode.
There you go. Balls in your court, man.
Yeah, if I can muster up some sort of drawing. And I think I do the what body? Because there's a whole bunch of there's like a whole bunch of good ones. There's the Fords, like
I said, I'm basic. I'd probably go with either the Ford that Northern Nightmare uses or the Ford that Metal Militia used.
Yeah, I think those are the same. I think.
Well, Northern Nightmare has the little extension in the back. I don't know what to call that.
Yeah, now that I remember, there was like a little flap at the top, I think, or something.
Yeah, so it had the little flap in the front and the top of the windshield. I forget what that's called, like a visor or something. And then it had something in the back, behind the cab, connected to the bed. It's like a triangular type shape thing back there.
Yeah, that might be. And so I think I would do. Like, I'd put it like bold letters, like scratched out, like Murray Mayhem, like bold but like scratched out.
Yeah.
And then I just stick it on the side, stick some sponsors on it, I guess.
There you go.
There we go. Now I'm making a profit.
There you go.
And then
start writing those ideas down. Get a sketch going. You never know.
I think I'd do the digger body.
You think so? Oh, well, yeah, I can see that working. No one else is using it, so might as well.
I mean, how many trucks can you name that are rocking that body? Gravedigger the Legend.
That's it.
I got 2 fingers. We're good. There's 2.
There you go. What's one more?
Identity Theft. Boom.
Oh, that's right. I forget about that one.
Identity Theft. You know what? That truck was so creative.
Yeah.
Like, it would. No, but like, let's take a moment to just think. You know what? Like, I'm kind of trolling saying it's creative. But it is. It's so smart.
It's perfect. It's perfect. It's doing exactly what it intended to do.
Exactly.
And when I first saw it, I was like, wait a second. Something ain't right.
No identity theft.
This ain't right. Something's not adding up here.
Hold up. Wait a minute. And then it just stares you in the face like,
what are you gonna do about it?
Just get up off your seat and just
Lord.
Just go knock on the door and just say, hello, my digger ain't diggering.
What is it? I want Gravedigger. Mom, we have Gravedigger at home. Exactly. Gravedigger at home.
No, I feel like
somebody make that a meme. Put it on the Discord. Make it a meme.
Yes. I mean, it's easy. Actually, I have MTD on my phone. I can just take a screenshot. Boom.
There you go. Perfect.
It's
Get
easy.
it done. Get it done. Put it on the server. We'll blow it up.
Put it on the Monster Jam Reddit.
There you go. So moving on to the Steel Titan series and currently where we're at. So, we discussed earlier, you're in third place at the moment.
Yep.
You were in first place for the longest time though, but you're still there. You're still in it. You haven't lost it yet. What are your thoughts though? What's your thoughts of your current position now?
I'm scared. I'm scared because I came like a great ball of fire. Like in the beginning, I beat the reigning World Finals champion in racing. Like that's huge.
And he hasn't been the same ever since.
You can't say that yet. It's only halfway.
Well, this is true. We got 2 more shows in World Finals. He could just come back then.
You can never say never about this series. Let's give an example right there, staring us in the face, Northern Nightmare.
Oh, yeah. I was wondering what was going on there, because for the first time ever, he was in last place, and dude is the back-to-back Stadium Series champion. And he just went quiet.
Right?
Yeah, Alex Stevens, 27. He went quiet.
Yep.
Completely went quiet. It's like he wasn't even there anymore. And then out of nowhere, he's like, I'm back. He's in one track. I got this.
No, he just said, yeah, exactly. He just said, great nap. Now, who's the new contest and how can I destroy him?
Right. How can I get them out of my way now? I gave him enough of a break. Let me start knocking some heads here.
Did he win skills or was that Dragon?
That was Dragon.
Or was that Monster Mutt Dalmatian? Monster Mutt Dalmatian, I forget the name of the driver, but they are rising too.
Oh, Umboji. The one that I still think I'm mispronouncing, but he
Umboji.
Hasn't corrected me yet.
Umboji, okay. If you're watching Hive, make sure to leave definition in the comments below. Yeah, all respect to all of them. Like, they're great, but, like, they're sort of scaring me. Dragon, like, I was, like, cruising on my way out of Arlington, and now on my way out of where are we, San Diego?
San Diego.
Now I'm shaking.
And huge props to Flames Plays, the driver of Dragon, because he was in Zombie in season 2, and he was one of the trucks that got eliminated. He just had a rough season. He showed out in World Finals 2, and I believe he was 3rd or 4th in freestyle. It was like a high, like a 37-38 score.
I got 39 today, but anyways.
But I mean,
all respect.
He had a great run in World Finals, but that was kind of it, and that was kind of the highlight of the season for him. And he said, let's give the qualifier a try. Made it to the Stadium Series, and look at him now.
Yeah, you see, I feel like because I started watching like late season 2, like I found your channel. I'm just like, okay, I like this guy. Now let's check out the whole channel.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, so I just stumbled across you one day while watching literally a Monster Jam live stream, and I watched, I think it was the last stop of Stadium Series 2 freestyle, and I'm just like, okay, who is this guy doing commentary? I'm suspecting it's the owner of the channel, and now I like this guy because he's Monster Jam and it's cool.
I'm glad the algorithm is doing its thing and getting me to the right people.
Algorithm, it's doing the job.
Awesome. Thank you, YouTube.
Hi, YouTube. We want 10,000 likes.
Yes, let's do it. Let's make it happen. Probably not happen, but we'll be hopeful.
Let's get 10K by January 1st.
You know what? I'll just be happy with 10 likes.
10 likes.
I'm totally okay with 10 likes. But
I hope it's just more than me, or I guess if I'm watching it on my free time, I guess I hope it's just more than me and the guest watching the podcast.
Actually, the podcast hasn't been doing too bad, and I've been getting a lot of comments on it. I say a lot, but it's still getting some on there, and people following up with me about it and telling me about it. So it's doing pretty well. And on Spotify, I haven't been checking it on Spotify too much, but I do have a couple of ratings already, 2 5-star ratings, so I'll take it. I'm totally happy with that. It makes me happy. Shows that I'm doing a good job, even though this was completely like, I was so nervous going into this and doing this just because I've never done anything like this. It's one thing to do a video and do a voiceover because I can do as many takes as I want. But doing a podcast, I know it's not live, but it's still very like, I can't be like, okay, I didn't like that, let's do it again, you know?
Yeah.
I have to go with the flow. So it's a little different, but it's not too bad.
You know what? It takes a lot of guts because, you know, you're just going out there. You're gonna say things that, you know, you're gonna watch over, and you might just say, "Did I say the right thing?" But honestly, in
like
my opinion,
Adam Anderson comment. I'm wondering if that's gonna come back to me. We'll have to wait and see. I hope not. I promise you guys, I'm not a hater. I'm just giving my honest opinion.
Listen to him. He doesn't like Adam. He doesn't like that. Yeah. So like, yeah. Me personally, I think like just from like not only like, you know, doing this and being a fan, you're doing amazing, man.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. I really do appreciate that. It means a lot.
It takes a lot to do like one video every day, every week, and then you get the weekends off. You're even doing those shorts, Monster Crush Monday, 2 Realtors. I love those. Bring them back, please.
I need to. I got behind just because I was focusing on the series so much. Trying to get those videos out because you say I get the weekends off. I am editing. I am voiceovering. I am creating ideas. It's so tedious, and it's so. I mean, it's rewarding because I get everybody's feedback and everybody enjoys it, and I'm getting. I hit my mic. I'm hearing good things about it and everything, and it's such a good feeling to get that feedback and the suggestions and everything. It's so great, but man, it's work. It's a lot of work.
Yeah. I could tell you from a standpoint, also being a creator. Yeah, it takes a lot. Like to get that upload out every day, whether it be qualifying, which you have to do all yourself, racing, which you have to do all yourself, high jump, which I don't record, so you have to do that, and then skills and freestyle, which once again some people might not record. I do, and then you have to record
it's
that.
Very unfortunate. I've tried to get them to do it, and they don't do it.
And besides,
I've really tried.
And besides, I'm pretty sure you have a job as well. So you're balancing job with YouTube, with recording and everything. I give you props for that, man.
And see, you know what a lot of people don't know, I'm not very much one to share my personal life just because I like to keep my personal life personal. I believe everybody's, you know, entitled to that, I believe. But what a lot of people don't know is, yes, I do have a job. It's an 8 to 5 job, Monday through Friday. So I'm at work all day long, every day. So I do have a family. I won't go into too much detail, but I do have a family that I come home to every night, that I have to do things with every night, and I guess I'm not complaining. I'm not like, oh my god, I have to do things with them, but you know, it's my family. You know, I like, you know, I'm a family person. I like spending time with them. I like doing things with them. I don't want to take any attention from them. So I do have family that I come home to, and there's things that we do and stuff that needs to get done and everything. So juggling work, family, other personal things, and then it's a lot. And like, I've seen other people do their videos, and I've seen other creators and stuff, and they do amazing things. But one thing I've noticed is, and I'm not trying to gloat, I'm not trying to blow my own horn, because I'm not the best. I feel personally there's tons of ways I can improve, and eventually I'll get there. I've noticed a change over the years from season 1 to season 3, from all the way when I started YouTube back in 2015 to now. I mean, I used to make some cringy content with rigs of rods. I mean, my voiceovers then to now is night and day.
Rods.
Yeah, man, I used to do a rigs of rods series way back when. And they're all still on YouTube, but private, just because they're so cringe and I don't want anyone else to see them. But I don't want to delete the videos. I don't want to lose them because there's a lot of memories to them.
Release.
So, but listening to the voiceovers is night and day between the two. And it's just what I was getting at is, you know, I'm seeing all these other channels, and like, people have, you know, all these people, they have editors, they have you know, people to do their thumbnails, they have people to do their uploads, they have other people doing the voiceovers, they have other, you know, they have somebody for everything. And I'm really just a one-man show. So
and that show's doing pretty good.
And I mean, it's tough. It really is tough, and sometimes it's stressful. Sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm not gonna make this deadline. I'm not gonna upload the video in time.
I gotta give you like, you upload a 20-minute, maybe like 40-minute video every single day, edited like to amazing. You do even just cutting in like highlights, maybe like a 10-second thing. That takes you like maybe 30 minutes, like to maybe do like 2 runs.
Oh, I mean, the editing for the Arena series is piece of cake. All those videos are very
Arena
easy.
Series, it's just a literal box.
Yeah, it's super easy to do those videos, but the Stadium series takes at least a few hours. Sometimes,
exactly.
Like freestyle is always my biggest one because it's anywhere from like 30 to 40 minutes. So on top of the editing,
I slack this week. I just kind of did whatever I did.
But I mean, if we have a truck, a driver, if every single driver did a 2-minute run, on top of the highlights of the run, on top of the other information, the leaderboards at the halfway point, the leaderboards at the beginning, the leaderboards in the end, all the scores. It takes so much time, and I've cut back because I got a new editor. I'm paying for an editor now. I wasn't before. I was using a free editor on my MacBook. Now I'm paying for an editor that is a whole lot better, that lets me do a lot of shortcuts, a lot of templates that speed up the process. So it does make it easier, but it still takes at least a couple hours to edit, and then I have to do my voiceovers, which take that much. However long the video is, that's how long I have to do the voiceovers, and sometimes I do like 3 takes just because I don't like it. So I mean, it's a lot of work. I enjoy it. Don't get me wrong. I enjoy it. I love every second of it. But man, it's tough. It's really tough.
Yeah, I can see that from a standpoint. Like there will be some people who tune in. Like even the drivers, I don't even know if they get how much you like, even in just your regular life, how much you put into this, and I'm grateful for that.
No, I appreciate that. I really do appreciate that, and I have been getting a lot more feedback and a lot of compliments, and it means a lot. And just like I said,
I think you're at like 1,300. I think.
No, not there yet. Eventually, I'm at like 1,204, I believe, was the last time I checked. So I mean, it's getting there.
I'll call up the bloodline here, 1,300.
So eventually we'll get there. But hey, at the end of the day, it's not all about numbers. I want to be able to make stuff that people enjoy, and I can get the feedback, and we can all have a conversation, and then just have a good time, just enjoy everything. So really, that's all what it's about. So I'm having fun. People are enjoying it, so that's really what all it comes down to. What means the most to me. Man, we really went on a tangent there.
Hold on, let me plug the Discord. Join the Discord and meet the man inside of a chat. Join Discord.
Perfect. I'm gonna cut that. And definitely start putting that in the videos. So
join the Discord and meet the man in different. Just meet him.
Perfect. There you go. Cut. Going back to the Steel Titans 2 series, just a couple more questions, and then we can move on to your portion of any questions you may have for me. So this is kind of a 2-in-1 question. I'll go ahead and combine the two. 1, who do you feel is your toughest rival or competitor?
Usually Flames plays.
I knew it. And 2, if you don't win, who deserves to be the winner?
I feel it's just the same thing twice.
Flames plays?
I mean, yeah. I mean, looking back at season 2 and who got there, you know what? I'm gonna like take this kind of off topic and go right into like World Finals. I've been watching people like on the Arena series, April Summers. I think she's got somewhere freestyler skills. She might win that.
He is killing it in the Arena series. I mean, she's
killing it. Just that jump from Greensboro. She went from she cleared the entire arena. You just look at every single video, and the first thing that comes up is just a giant jump from across the arena.
And this is all I'm gonna say, because I do have a Patreon. I'm not gonna, I always promote it and whatnot, but I'm not gonna push anybody to do it. If you want to do it, you're more than welcome to.
Hold on, wait, where's the debit card?
They are a week ahead, so they've already seen the 4th stop of the Arena series.
Oh yeah, so they already know if it's if they're.
I'm not one for spoilers. I'm not gonna Not gonna. All I'm gonna say is you haven't seen nothing yet when it comes to April Summers.
Find out Monday through Friday on the Arena Series if April Summers and the rest of the Arena crew get more points.
It's getting intense, and it's gonna be a good one going into the 5th stop of the Arena Series, and that's when we're gonna crown our winner and our runner-up going immediately to World Finals, and then we will have a last chance qualifier for the bottom 4 in the Arena Series. So it's going to be a total of 15 trucks. We're increasing the bracket for World Finals, so it's going to be a good one, I hope.
15. So if there's 15, is there going to be a bye in the first round?
There is. There's only going to be one. So whoever the fastest qualifier is the only truck going to round 2 immediately.
Okay, now that's high stakes.
It's going to be a good one.
Ooh, this World Finals, like just alone, we're in the halfway point. But World Finals is lurking around the corner.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be. I'm excited. I'm excited because it's in Oakland, and that's one of my personal favorite tracks.
It's in Oakland?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's in Oakland.
Yep, it's one of my personal favorite tracks from Steel Titans.
You know what? Let me play a hot take. Those racing ramps literally destroyed my perfect. It destroyed. I was doing a 100% like no restarts playthrough of the story mode, stadium story mode.
Yep.
Oakland ruined me 4 times.
Mm-hmm. Watch. I believe it was the 5th stop of season 1. In season 1, we went to Oakland. I believe it was stop 4 because San Diego was stop 5.
Literally just like, hi, I have a knife. Now, let's see what happens if you insert it in your chest.
If you watch any stop from season 1, watch Stadium Series, I believe it will stop 4 racing, and you will see how much that track was a huge part of it and affected a lot of drivers. And that is why I specifically chose that track for World Finals.
And you know what? It'll be so tricky during that World Finals.
It's going to be great.
You're in the best place of them all. You know, they had to pick, like our community had to, and everybody else, we all had to pick between Las Vegas and
that's right.
Oakland.
I picked it, but I do remember now. I did put a vote. I put a vote on the Discord
eventually,
and I put a vote on YouTube.
Like 100-0.
Yep.
Like Las Vegas, like over. I think it was three or like 5 votes, and then eventually everybody started piling on Oakland to the point where Oakland took over that lead.
Yep.
And you know what? That track is going to be so fun.
That high jump ramp is what I'm looking forward to. I want to see how high we can get.
Jeez. 3, 2, 1, blast off! That thing will launch you to the moon course from Mario Galaxy. Yeah, that jump is going to be killer.
We're almost there. World Finals is going to release the week of the Showdown game being released. So
I've already got my copy pre-ordered.
All right, perfect. We'll add you to that series. Be sure to sign up. This time it's going to be fully everything is on you. I'm not doing anything anymore.
Oh.
It's fully on everybody now.
Okay, so we have to like record all like the racing. Okay.
Everything. Yep. Eventually, I'll explain it more. I'm gonna go more into detail, especially on the server. I made an announcement earlier today that I'm gonna go more in depth because I'm gonna be making new rules and different changes and whatnot. So definitely gonna have that up as soon as I can. So, but let's go ahead and get past Steel Titans. We are here at the end. This has been a long one. It's gonna be a long episode, but I'm fine. It's been a great episode. It's been super fun talking to you. Definitely want to have you in the future for another episode because I'm sure there's tons more we can touch up on. But we just weren't able to without making this like a 3-hour long podcast.
Plenty.
So, but now I believe you had some questions for me, unless I've answered them already.
Yeah, I have a couple questions.
What you got?
Let's step back into Steel Titans.
Okay.
Who do you think is your pick to win the stadium and the arena series? No bias from me. If you think I'm the right answer, then go ahead. But if you don't say me.
Arena series, that's a tough one because Crazy Monster Jam fan came out of nowhere.
Yeah, just explosion high.
And as much as it would be nice to see him win, I want to say it's tough between April Summers and Drift, the El Toro Loco driver.
Oh yeah.
But if I had to choose between the two, it's tough, man. They both really have what it takes, but when it comes down to it,
around these tracks,
I think I'm gonna have to go with Drift.
Oh,
and like April Summers, she's been riding the tails of Northern Nightmare for the past 2 seasons. So if she were to do it again, be runner-up again in a different series, I'm sure she's not going to be a happy camper. But she started off a little slow. She's starting to heat up a bit. We're not going to know until the final stop. But right now, I'm fairly confident that it'll be Drift. But I feel like April Summers is capable of just coming out of nowhere and taking it. So my answer remains as Drift, but I'm hesitant on that because of April Summers. Now the Stadium Series, is
Byron the dog Webb? I took his truck for this year. Bakugan, is he in Stadium or Arena? I forgot.
He's in Stadium. He's in Soldier Fortune.
Yeah. All right. I thought so.
So one truck that did surprise me was Dragon in the Stadium Series. I did not expect that at all.
He after Arlington, he just said, "Hello, bozo."
Says, all right, time to wake up. Northern Nightmare's taking too long to wake up. I'm gonna wake up now.
No, I'm gonna wake up now.
So, but
he just
let me see.
He just sandbagged until halfway through the season and just said, "Wait a minute, where are we? oh, okay. So we're in San Diego, season 1 track, yes? Okay, hold on. Okay, all of these trophies, they're mine now.
I'll be taking those.
So
let me see. Flames Plays obviously has my eye right now, but if I could list 5 trucks that I have my eyes on, it would be 1 Dragon, 2 Monsterma Dalmatian, because Omboji is starting to turn up the heat as well.
Omboji, those 2 came out of nowhere, and now I'm sitting in third, I choked. What's happening?
The third truck I'm looking at right now would be you. You just catapulted in the beginning, and you're still hanging on. You haven't completely lost it yet. You're there, so you're still hanging on. But another truck that's kind of
at this point, I'm hanging on that mountain from what's it called? From How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Oh yes,
the curl den. That's what I'm hanging off of right now.
That's you. You're trying to pull yourself back up.
My reruns is what's trying.
Another meme. Put it in the Discord.
More memes. You know what? Just make a whole new thread, a memes thread.
I have a memes thread, or I have a memes channel in the Discord.
You know what? Hold on.
It's under Creation Share. It's a memes channel.
Oh yeah, Creation.
I've given you 3 different ones. Start cooking.
So I'll start cooking. Turn me into linguine. Oh no, what's whatever. You get it.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I say 4 trucks. I was just about to name the 4th, but another one came to mind. So I'm going to combine those together. So 5. Whatever, 5. Yeah. Megalodon. I have my eyes on him.
Megalodon. I saw his freestyle run, and he came out like a ball of fire.
Megalodon and Blue Thunder. And the reason for Blue Thunder is because Season 1, MT World Media was in Blue Thunder. He was right with Northern Nightmare and Monsterma Dalmatian all the way until the end. And Season 2, Nitro Studios took over. And he started off slow. He was like Northern Nightmare of Season 3, where he was in last place from the beginning and then eventually made it up. And I believe he ended in 5th or 6th. And Blue Thunder right now, he's currently in 6th place with 95 at the end of San Diego. So he is 36 points away from first. But that's
honestly not far. That's not far.
It's not impossible because
we've already seen it happen. Insert Northern Nightmare.
Yeah. And Northern Nightmare's in 4th right now. Megalodon is in 8th, but I still have my eyes on him. Something tells me he's going to be moving up fairly soon.
Something's going to snap, and he's going to wake up.
Yep, he's moving up. So those are the ones I have my eyes on right now. I can't give you a specific one for the Stadium Series, but I can tell you who all I have my eyes on because it's difficult.
And I am currently taking a nap.
Hey, 2 more stops. Well, 3 if you count World Finals, but
if I can make it to World Finals.
You'll get there.
If I can climb the rope back up to I'm safe, instead of I'm somewhat dead. If I can climb that rope back up, I think I should be fine.
I'm sure you got it under control. Be sure to get that rerun in as soon as possible because editing's starting soon.
Already sent them both in.
Oh, perfect. I'm just not paying attention then.
No. I don't know if I tagged you or not. It could have happened.
So, any other questions?
No, I think that wraps it up.
Oh, easy enough. My job here is done. So, that being said, is there anything you would like to say before we finish? Anything to me or the people listening? Anything you want to say before we wrap this up?
I'd like to thank you so much for letting me be a part of the podcast. I'd like to thank you for everything really with this content. Like, thanking you for letting me become a driver. Thanking you just in general. Thank you. And from everybody in the community, thank you.
You are very welcome. And I'm glad to have you on the series. I'm glad to have you in the community. I'm glad you decided to sign up. And thank you for being on the podcast and being so eager to join.
And yeah, as soon as I saw, we're doing season 3 right before Showdown drops, I was just like, subscribe, notifications on. I'm literally in the middle of school, okay, when's the sign up going out? And then I swear to you, I might get in trouble, from my parents if they're anywhere near, but I did oh my god, it's 12 o'clock in the morning. Okay. I was in my school washroom literally waiting for the upload to come out. And I was 20 minutes late and the entire roster was gone and there were 3 trucks left. I forget who they were, but Bakugan Dragonoid was one and I immediately swiped it because they already have it maxed in Steel Titans 2, so no grinding needed. So I just went out there, recorded my runs, and now we're here.
You're doing a great job. Again, you're in 3rd place. You were in 1st, but a little hiccup. It's okay. It happens to everybody. Still opportunities to come back. You're doing great. Had an amazing start to the season, especially for your 1st season. So, hey man, you can only go up from here. So again,
especially with Showdown coming out, Showdown's gonna come out soon. Showdown, like I said, I've already got it pre-ordered. It's gonna change up this entire division. Thinking about drivers that might drop out because I don't have the game, because he's saying that everybody's gonna need to record their own footage, so that's gonna shake up everything
for sure. And I'm really excited to see how it's all gonna turn out. And like I said, we're just gonna have to wait and see. I didn't even plan on making season 3. I was gonna take a really long break just because I wanted a break. But then when I saw the release of Showdown, I'm like, okay, nope, gotta get back on the drawing board. Let's pump these videos out. Let's get season 3 going so we can start Showdown right away.
Honestly, I think, you know what? Take at least 2 weeks break after season 3. Wrap that up. You need yourself a break after 8 weeks of constantly working.
I'm gonna have to pump out that Showdown footage though, so we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'm sure when the game comes out, I'm gonna be playing that all day long, so I'm sure I'll get enough footage then.
Yeah. You know what? Scrap it. Let's film a Let's Play.
Yeah, perfect. There you go. Exactly.
I really like that. What's it called? That
the Monster Jam.
Monster Jam 2007.
Yeah, it crashed on me, and I have footage of it constantly crashing. And I was gonna edit it just to put out, just so everyone can see. Hey, I didn't give up on the series. It just keeps crashing on me.
Walk to U0.
What?
That short where you put out that one rock that kept.
Yes, the rock that kept making me flip over. That was my favorite. I love it.
What did I hit? What did I hit? The rock.
Oh man.
Wet puddle in the middle of you're in the middle of what's it called? Like a marble floor, and there's just a drop of water in it.
One tiny drop of water that just
falling down.
It was you. You were the only one that touched that drop of little water and fell. That was me with that rock.
Yeah. Because everybody was staying on the right side, and then you went a touch to the left, and that rock just said, launch, engage.
Yep. Just yeeted me across the map or across the track or off the track. But yeah, I'm probably gonna
backwards or something.
Yeah. I'm still trying to see if I can get around to editing that footage where it was crashing, because I did get some good stuff in there. But I don't know. We're gonna see what happens. I'm kind of more focused on the Steel Titans right now, especially because of the crash. It kind of discouraged me, just because it really messed up my momentum. It messed up my momentum. So we'll see what happens. I got other copies of the games, so I'm just gonna have to record it a completely different way to keep it from crashing. It is what it is. We'll see what happens. We'll go ahead. This is gonna be an incredibly long episode, but it's been a great one. So like I said, I'm definitely gonna have to have you back on here so we can talk more, because we have a lot of stuff to talk about, and if we just kept going, we'd be here for hours. So definitely had a lot of.
We have like a 5-hour episode here.
Yeah, we'll have a whole movie going on here.
I'm the only one out of my like friend group who really loves Monster Jam. So like, just being here, just talking about Monster Jam, it's so great.
No, it's awesome, and this is exactly what I wanted to achieve when doing this. So again, I appreciate you a ton, dude.
Just socializing with other people who love Monster Jam in the same way, and having fun in the process. Not
exactly,
just,
and especially
like, in
different parts of the world. I mean, you're in Canada, I'm in Texas. I'm sure we're thousands of miles away. So I mean, it's just incredible what we're able to achieve now. But again, dude, I appreciate you a lot. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for being so eager. Thank you for being a subscriber and supporting me, and for all of your awesome positive feedback. And
I think I'm gonna buy what's it called? I think I'm gonna buy Patreon. I think I am.
Oh. Well, if you do, I do appreciate it. You don't have to. I'm not going to pressure anybody. It's a plug,
You don't even have to. I think I'm just going to do it just to help the creator, just to help everything. Like, what is it? How much is it?
$3.
$3 a month?
Mm-hmm.
Done.
Well, I do appreciate that.
I think, yeah, and besides, to get my name in every single beginning of the episode.
Yep. Well, let me another little spoiler here. I did take it out of the beginning, but in the end, I name everybody. I shout out everybody by name. I don't just say join the Patreon and have the list of patrons. I actually go through and say thank you to I go down the list now, which is what I should have been doing, but I just kept getting sidetracked with everything else. But the name will be said at the end of every single video to just shout out and show my appreciation to everybody.
All right.
So. But again, dude, definitely gonna have you on in the future. Hopefully, I don't even know how long this has been going. My timer all my timer says is an hour ago the recording started. It doesn't even give me minutes anymore. God. So it's gonna be a long one, but it's fine. Tons of conversation here. This is gonna be a great one. And
it's been an amazing time. That's all I can say.
It's been a lot of fun. We definitely need to touch base a little more and see if we can get like just a special episode going of a single topic.
We could just talk about we could just talk about like different like world finals. We could talk about like a whole bunch of stuff.
Perfect.
History,
perfect. We'll do that.
History, old drivers, anything you want to guess that'll help you discuss that. I'm your man.
For sure, man. I'll reach out, and like I said, we'll stay in touch, and we'll definitely get something going. But again, one last time, dude, thank you so much, and hopefully we see you in the next one, man.
All right, make sure to like, subscribe, comment, and leave your opinions down below. And if you want to be part of an episode, there's a form inside the post section of the channel.
See, perfect. He's the perfect hype man, I'm telling you.
I'm the perfect hype man. Hold on. I think I got the Discord thing ready. All right.
Okay, go ahead.
Hello, all Project Rod fans. Make sure to join the Discord in the description below.
Perfect. Daniel Murray, everybody, the driver of Bakugan Dragonoid.
Yes, driver of Bakugan Dragonoid. Man, it's been a pleasure.
Daniel. For sure. It's been super fun, dude. Well, we'll have to catch up again.
Yeah.
All right, so that was a great conversation with Daniel Murray. I've had a blast, and I know he did too. He was super eager to be on the show, and I was super excited to have him on there. Again, had a great conversation. It would have went for 3-4 hours had we continued going. So definitely gonna have him again in the future. And again, if you want to be on it, be sure to check it out. Check out my Discord, check out my Instagram, check out my YouTube community page. There's a Google sign up sheet there for you to sign up, and you can see all the questions that are going to be asked, any questions you want to ask me. It's just a simple sign-in sheet. That way I can add you to the list of guests who are going to be on the podcast. So be sure to check that out if you are interested. Now, let's go ahead and move on to the comment question of the day. And I'm remembering this time. I was struggling really bad and forgot it the past couple times, but I'm on it now. So the comment question of the day comes from none other than Driftboy912, the driver of El Toro Loco in the Arena Series, and was the first guest of the Rodcast. And his question is, who do you have your eyes on this season in terms of the Stadium Series and the Arena Series? Excuse me, I just hit my mic. And I mentioned it in the podcast. It's kind of hard to choose one person, but now that I'm really thinking about it, my eyes, at least in the Arena Series, my eyes right now are on April Summers. And I'll tell you exactly why. If you're a patron, you know, because the fourth stop of the Arena Series was just last week. This week, everyone else is going to be able to see from start to finish, but last week was the fourth stop of the Arena Series, so they know what's going on and where she's at right now, and how the what am I going to say, the conclusion of everything. And my eyes are on her right now because she had a slow start, but she's slowly picking up. She's slowly getting some wins. Driftboy912 and El Toro Loco is having an amazing season. Crazy Monster Jam fan and Captain's Curse, again, an amazing season. Came out of nowhere. Absolutely amazing racing record this season. And I have my eyes on them as well, but I feel like April Summers is really starting to show up a little bit, and it's going to take her places, so we're going to have to wait and see what happens. But for Arena Series, I would have to say April Summers is really catching my eye right now at the moment. And for the Stadium Series, it's kind of hard to say because Dragon is going on a rampage right now. Bakugan Dragonoid, Daniel Murray, again, he started off super hot. Kind of had a bad event in San Diego, but that's not going to stop him. He's still in third place. He still has an opportunity to come back. But Omboji and Monster Dalmatian also coming out of nowhere and going to the second place spot. So if I had to choose anybody out of everybody, it would be Monster Dalmatian and Omboji, just because dude is coming out of nowhere, had an amazing event in San Diego, almost went for a perfect event. Had he just, again, been a little bit higher in high jump, did a little better in skills. Freestyle wasn't the best, but he almost had a perfect event in San Diego. And had he did, he would have been well over Dragon, I'm sure. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. But right now, as of now, as we hit the halfway points of each series, I have my eyes on April Summers and I have my eyes on Monster Dalmatian and on Boji. So no disrespect, no wanting to deteriorate anybody or demotivate anybody else. Everybody's doing amazing. It's just these people have really blown up here recently, so I'm interested to see what it's all going to come down to. So that's going to be it for today. Be sure to leave your comment question down in the comments below or on my Discord if you'd like to be chosen for the next one. Be sure to sign up if you'd like to be in the next episode. And that's all I got for now. So guys, thank you so much. Be sure to leave your feedback. Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. If you're on Spotify, be sure to rate. It means a lot. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you in the next one.